Honestly, Steph is the best player in the NBA right now.
So he's better than
does
LeBron.
Things, yes, hands down. I'm not even flinching while I'm saying this. I'm 100% sure of this. And, for a lot of people, that's going to be a controversial statement, especially the Cleveland lovers like Alan Bozeman. Sorry, Alan, but I had to throw your name out there because you're the most famous Cleveland person we know. But
Alan thinks that Kyrie Irving is going to come back and be healthy for whatever 60 games he plays. So Alan, we all know that Alan's delusional. So it is what it is.
But what makes Steph Curry amazing, I'm just going to talk about some things. When he first came into the league, one of the knocks on him was that he wasn't really a good ball handler. He was a great shooter, kind of like his father, Dell Curry, who had a great NBA career on his own. But he wasn't really a great ball handler. Steph took that, and Steph has now transformed himself to probably the best ball handler in the league. I mean, having elite handles along with Kyrie Irving, I think. The two of them are the best ball handling point guards in the league to me, period. But what he does that's so ridiculous is his handle is elite, but he can just shoot off the dribble like nobody I've ever seen before.
Right.
Like, it's such a fluid motion for him. I mean, it's like he'll be dribbling you down, and the next thing you know, the ball's up in the air. What also makes him invaluable is he's able to pass off the dribble like no one's ever done in the league before. So he can kind of pass off of both hands without it, and it makes it look almost easy, like it's a video game, like it's a cheat code. Like you're playing NBA 2K, and all of a sudden you put in a cheat code, and that's what you feel like Steph Curry is doing right now. So it's kind of unprecedented. A lot of people are going to be like, oh my goodness, no. The only knock I give on him is he's probably not as an elite of a defender as probably I would say Jordan or Kobe was. They're better to me on the ball defenders, but Steph is a good defender in his own right. He plays great team defense, and he has a knack for steals. So he plays the passing lanes very well. He's always getting steals because his steals numbers, honestly, are right up there with Jordan's. And I feel like with the combination of skills that he has, and he works on them in the off season, like he has a good work ethic. His father taught him how to shoot. That's why he kind of shoots lights. He literally can pull up from anywhere on the court, and you just kind of have a feeling it's going in. And, I mean, when you're shooting 47% from three-point range, I don't really, as your coach, I can't tell you not to take that shot.
Right.
And, I mean, Golden State is a prime environment for him. He can kind of be himself, and they have guys that are great role players that kind of do a lot of the, as I call it, the big men that do the dirty work, like Draymond Green, who's kind of a goon, but I mean, this is what he is.
He's not kind of a goon. He's definitely a goon.
But I mean, guys like that make it easy. And Steph Curry, to start this season, the first 10 games, he's averaging 33.3 points a game, and he's only taking 20 shots a game. So, I mean, you could say, like some people could say, oh, that's crazy. Like he had 40, 60. He's had 3 40-point games, but he's only averaging 20 shots a game. He's not. He's very efficient with it. Yeah, he's not gunning. He's very efficient with it. I mean, some people don't understand pulling up threes in transition, but, I mean, if it's going in, I can't. And to me, I think his shot is only going to get better the older he gets.
Right, he hasn't even really reached his peak. So I think, if I could jump in, I think you and I are in agreement, and I think anyone who's pragmatic that's listening, Steph Curry is the best player in the NBA. LeBron is past his prime. He's still towards his prime, but he's on the back nine of his career. Kevin Durant's foot has foot issues, and if you're 6'10" and have bad feet, you're definitely not going to get better. You're only going to get worse if you're 6'10" and you're having problems with your feet. So Russell Westbrook is an amazing player. I would say that he's up there in the top 5.
Yes.
He's not better than Steph Curry. I mean, they've gone head to head. Curry's lit him up like a Christmas tree repeatedly. He's lit up Chris Paul like a Christmas tree repeatedly. So I don't think that we can debate that. He's the best player in the NBA. They're the champ. He's the MVP. But I do say whoa on the Jordan comparisons, the Kobe comparisons, when you start to compare him to the all-time great guards, I need more than a 10-game sample of dominance. But I do want to play this brief game with you. I'm going to name some people. I want a yes or no, and then I'll let you close. This is a relatively short segment. But I want a yes or no.
Okay.
Is Steph Curry better than these players? We're taking Jordan and Kobe off the board. I'm not even going to entertain that discussion. Is Steph Curry better than Steve Nash in his prime?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I would agree. Is Steph Curry better than Zeke? Is he better than Isaiah Thomas?
Ooh.
That's a tough one. See, I'm not ready to go there yet. Zeke was a baller. He was an assassin. He beat up Jordan so bad. Those Pistons teams beat up Jordan so bad that Jordan blackballed him from the Dream Team. Zeke was a hooper. He was a terrible GM, but he was a hooper.
Yeah, I mean, and I can't go that far because Zeke was a hooper. I have to see more in terms of a body of work from Steph because it ain't like he just got in the league. He's been in the league 7 years, but it's only been the last 2 years where he's really been dominant. So I have to see more.
Steph Curry better than John Stockton?
As of right now, no.
See, I disagree. I think he is better than John Stockton.
I mean, but Lou, you're also talking about a guy who, I mean, John Stockton, for all intents and purposes, I mean, he's a very boring player, but he is the NBA's all-time assist leader in terms of total assists and assists per game. He's also the league's all-time leader in steals, total steals. Like, it's hard for me to say that Steph Curry, after playing six full seasons and then 10 games into a 7th season, that he's better than that guy.
Okay.
I just can't do it, and that's where I am with that. I mean, you're talking about an elite passer. Like, John Stockton is the prototypical point guard that he's the kind of person that when you teach your kids how to play point guard, play like that guy who passes first, and when you leave him open, he will drain a three.
So if you had next, if we were still in shape and young, well, you're in better shape than me, but if we were still playing ball and you had next, and John Stockton and Steph Curry were standing on the sidelines and you wanted to be on the squad all night and not get off the court, who would you pick?
As of right now, I probably would pick Steph.
So that pretty much dismantles your argument.
No, but I'm not. I'm just saying. You said, is he better? I'm talking about, like, all I'm saying is it's hard for me to argue. To me, I wouldn't say that Steph is better than John. I would say, like, as of right now, I think it's kind of a preference thing. It's, whoever you would kind of prefer to go with. But it's kind of hard to argue with a guy who has the total assist record, and the way that the game is played right now, no one's ever going to break it, like, ever. You do realize that, right? Like, Stockton has, 3,000 more assists than the next closest person.
Fair enough. One last question before we wrap up this segment. Can the Golden State Warriors go 72-10? Can they match the 95-96 Bulls with the record for most games won in the season? Are they in that picture? Remember, they're coming off a 67-win season. So It's not as if they're only 5 games away last year from hitting that mark. Can they get those extra 5 games? Can they win 73? Can they win 74? Are they even in the conversation? Is that even a possibility?
I think it's possible for them to win 70 games, at least. A lot of that depends on health. Can they all stay healthy for another season? But I think it's possible because they are hungry. Like, I've watched the 10 games that they've played. They're playing like people have disrespected them as being champions. Like, they're trying to show everyone in the league, you will bow down again, and we deserved the title last year because we're going to win it again. That's how they're playing. So do I think they can win 72 games? Yes. Without even batting an eye, I can say that, because the way that they're playing is at a whole nother level. It's like, to me, Steph said it in an interview, like, we're better than we were last year, and they are.
Right. I think it's difficult to win 72 games, man. I just find that hard to believe. I mean, that's one of the things that really cemented Jordan as the greatest. It's anyone that's on a coast, you're going to play that East Coast swing where you're going to play the Knicks, the Celtics, the Wizards, and the Sixers on 4 consecutive nights, even though those teams are not any good. By the time you get to that 4th game on an East Coast swing, you're going to be tired. Your players are going to tank that last game to really push and really try to win every game. We all know that teams in the NBA basically tank every 3rd or 4th game to save their body.
They tank on purpose.
They tank on purpose. They don't try. They go out there, they're just going through the motions. Popovich, I have much respect for Greg Popovich because he basically says we're tanking. Like he won't play Tim Duncan and Tony Parker and Ginobili. Like they'll just sit and he'll start his second string. He'll start like Diaw and Mills and all of those guys. Winning 72 games is hard, man. I don't know if they could do it, but definitely from a talent perspective, this is a really good team. That's a buzzsaw.
It is a very good team, and I mean they're a very deep team too. It's not like it would be hard to me to win that many games if you have like an 8-man rotation, but their bench goes about 10 deep. Like that's they're literally using 10 people every night, every game.
That's true.
So, and Steph's not playing a lot of minutes. None of the, you know what I'm saying? These guys aren't playing like long minutes. I do think it's possible. The only thing I think that can impede them is health. If somebody gets a major injury, you know, somebody goes down. But they're hungry. Because they feel disrespected by everyone. Feels the only reason why they got to the finals was because they didn't have to play the Spurs or they didn't have to play this team or that team, and it was an easy pass to them. And the Cavs were short-handed. And I mean, while all those things are true, they feel it's disrespectful. If you're Steph Curry, you feel disrespected by those kind of comments. So
yeah, I was going to be mad at me, but the Cavs would have found a way to lose. I mean, let's just look at the history. Even if they had been full strength, they would have found a way to lose. I know Alan's going to be mad. We're going to be arguing about it on the show next time.
He's going to be mad.
But it is. But you know, like I said on one of our clips that we play, when I said to him and Jeremy, if you don't have a title, then you really can't talk. I mean, they don't have any titles. I'm a Wizards fan. We don't have any titles. That's why I'm talking to you about teams that actually count. So always great having you on the show. Next time we get you on here, we have to talk about your boy Porzingis, man. Dude has some game. Like, he's a baller. Yes. I was really surprised. Someone that's 7'3" that can shoot the tray ball and have some handle, he's going to be a matchup nightmare for years to come. Yep. So it seems like the Knicks finally got something right after years of being an embarrassment. You got to tell your boy Derek Fisher to stop, trying to spit that G at people's wives that are in the league. That's going to be bad for business. But always great having you on the show. Statmanlex.
No problem,
man. Don't forget to check his blog out. And we'll be back on the Lance J Radio Show. I'm going to be talking with Jeremy Winston about some very serious stuff going on at the University of Missouri and just the protests that are going there and the civil unrest and how the football team actually got a president voted out of office at University of Missouri. So back after these messages, Lance J Radio Show. You're deviating from the point. The point is, if you look at who Alabama's beaten this year, who have they beaten outside of LSU?
Okay, so now we're at who they beat. All right. So here's my question. So now we're on to who they've played this year so far, right?
Correct.
Who's Ohio State played so far?
They haven't played anybody.
So what are we talking about?
So Alabama's
is that the argument you want to go with right now?
Alabama's beating one good team. Ohio State's beating none. They play two good teams at the back end of their season. Alabama gets to play a terrible Auburn team. I'm saying at the end of the year, if they both run the table from here on out, Ohio State will have played just as difficult.
But that's not what you just said. Your argument was just who they played, who's Alabama played. That's what you just asked. Who's Alabama played? So I asked you who Ohio State played, and you said nobody. So now we're talking about the future. Anything could happen in the future.
The Lance J Radio Show is taped at Advent Sports Network Studios, located in beautiful Emerald City of Seattle, Washington.
Hey, yo, lesson here, babe. You come at the king, you best not miss.
You are listening to the Lance J Radio Show on Advent Sports Network.